Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Yeah, the there was some weirdness there. We made a decent amount of time, I suppose. This door is closed again. Um, we made some decent number of hours of recordings before it crashed, but this game is a little bit crashy and a little bit wonky. So, in this, I could either go here, which I don't know anything about that area, or I could go here, where we could checkpoint ourselves, or we could start back at the beginning. Let's just checkpoint ourselves. I don't want to just have to immediately look at the walkthrough, but I very much may immediately have to look at the walkthrough, because this is the last world, and this was the world that had the kind of darkness around it. We didn't have the key at this point, so trying to say take screenshots of this wasn't working. And unless the key is going to light up some places, I don't know. Because we kept running into darkness. And it didn't really make sense that this age so circled around like this into just dark areas. And let's just hop here to this linking book and see where this takes us. Meanwhile, I am going to start to think about looking at the walkthrough. Ae'gura. So where this is where we are. Like, this is Ae'gura apparently, and there seems to be maybe some randomness about night and daytime as far as when you enter this point, but does any of that help? Like, no. I mean, we could take an F5 screenshot right now, but it's little blackness. So, yeah, I just don't get it. Is it supposed to be audio? In the blackness? Like, but you can kind of hear where the waterfall is. And then I have headphones on though, and it doesn't really feel like there's really any directionality here at all. Yeah, it just doesn't feel like that's the case, that there's any directionality to this. And while I have been capable of figuring out how to run through the walls, which maybe I'm just walking right up against the wall, it doesn't seem like that works. Now, let's look here for a moment and ask a question. Is there possibly a firefly creature in this world that if I got the firefly to follow me around, this would help me out. I think the answer is probably no. So there is something in this ancient, like, destroyed, used up world that I'm not getting. And I think there very possibly is some kind of connection between the time that you would teleport back to this world and walking maybe in circles for different times. It might change the time of day, but I don't know what that really accomplishes. And no Myst game has ever been like a line up the picture to see an image type puzzle. Not really. Myst 3 Exile does a cutscene that does that, but you've never really had to line something up and change your perspective. Some of the much later puzzle games certainly have had some craziness where your perspective, what you're looking at, affects or unlocks a door, or affects reality. But there's nothing there like that here. Okay. Let's see, I'm trying to look here at the walkthrough and see how much of this let's see. Go behind the waterfall into the cave. In the gloom you'll see some fish traps. There is a trap in the dark area between the two exits that you need to push into the water. This is a bit of a cheat because you do not know yet why you need to do this, but it'll save a lot of time in the long run. Keep shoving the trap along the little stream until you've built a bridge. Test the bridge you must be able to cross without getting your feet wet. Let's see. So, what is this trap they're talking about? These? Are these supposed to be fish traps? If that's the case, that's not something that rolls around. I guess this is it. Well, this is total insanity. There's literally no way you would ever figure this out. Now, if I was to put the trap over here and try to make a footbridge where my feet didn't get wet, I don't think that would work. I think it's fairly obvious it needs to go in between these areas. And it seems kind of fairly obvious that this should just be a cutscene. There's just more action here than there should be. And I'm guessing the physics of this is going to be a little weird. Okay. So can we walk here without hearing the splash sound? Or do we want to kind of move it further? Yeah. Why are we doing this? No clue. I'm gonna go ahead and click on this link that clicked to a picture. Oddly, it seems like they want, according to this picture, they want it to be sideways. So you do something like that. At that point, I did just come off one side without getting my feet wet. At the other side, we got the feet wet though. I think they want it a little bit more like this. Is this a fish? It is a straight up fish. Actual life, wow. I'm shocked. I'm shocked to see actual life. Okay. Well, we have these steam generators, and apparently they are our source of light. Go back to the cave. You may be able to see a very dark tunnel that you need light. You may also be able to see 2 steam generators on the back wall that will brighten up things a bit. Do not worry. If not, don't worry. We can turn them on later when we can see better. Since there's a little more you can do, go to the linking book and link to the other area. Seriously? So they're saying that this was such a dark area that you wouldn't have been able to see the couple of steam generators that I was able to see, which really means that it feels like most of the people that they were expecting to have even worse brightness issues than even I'm having, which is just some insanity. Tall rock in the center. There is a journey cloth. We need to see how many of these we've really clicked. And see that we went just full circle. So this whole loop does seem like it's a circle. We've definitely tapped this one. But this will tell us how many of them we have. I don't know, maybe I lost some progress, frankly, because according to this, I should be 1 click further. In the wall of the bamboo grove, walk out of the garden down the path and note the exit door on the right. Here's a thing. Have we clicked on this? Yeah, I just don't think we played well. Definitely feels like this world in particular is nothing. Like very little happening here. Very little that makes sense. Let's see. So I kind of just want to walk a little bit further in this direction. And the exit here is super easy to see, which I think means that this world, this final world, was supposed to be the world that you would have gone to if you had been frustrated with all the other worlds and decided to just, the game needed to give you a little bit of hope. And frankly, you are going to get just a little bit of hope. It's just a lot of pictures. It almost feels like instead of these scribbles, it would be kind of funny if there was just a child character or children characters that had crayon drawings, where most of the drawings don't play any role or mean anything at all. And then maybe one or two drawings really mean something important to as a revelation to a puzzle. Back to the walkthrough. Let's see. Through the tunnel to the next garden, walk forward towards the junction of the stone in the center with the lamp overhead. On the left are seen some whistling trees, and in front are some stairs leading down to the next garden. Between the paths is a small circular seating area with a lamp above. Climb the stone wall around that area, and the journey cloth is on the lamp bracket. So, we've got this stone, and over here we've got this circular area, and over here we've got a thing. And we'll take more images. Not that it matters. Seems like a lot of this stuff probably has no connection whatsoever to what we're seeing here. And it really does kind of just feel like we're going... We just didn't look around enough. Alright. So we got the one over there. What is the next location? Go back to the whistling trees, and if you wander around a bit, you'll come across some fireflies. Walk through the cloud and they become attracted to you. Take them with you down the stairs. On the right is an alcove with a wooden structure. The 6th journey cloth is on the rock wall of the alcove. It may have rained by now. If not, it will soon. Fireflies don't like water and will fly off. They do not like lots of fast movement, so running and jumping will also scare them off. There's a ramp that leads up over the tunnel, leading out of this garden. At the top is a book to show mat. If you turn and face the garden, you should be able to see a real 2-page on the ledge right of the arc. Walk down there. Blah blah blah. So this is where I get the fireflies from. Okay. So F1. I don't think I'm supposed to jump through these fireflies. How am I supposed to get them to be attracted to me? Like, I'm in between 3 of these plants. You would think one of these plants would shoot fairly quickly. Come on, game. Wanna explain yourself a little bit better? well, let's just stand here. Unless the fireflies disappeared when it rained and they just won't come back. There's a ramp that leads up over the top, leading out of the over the tunnel leading out. Yeah, that's this ramp right there. If you turn and face the garden, you should be able to see a realtor page on the ledge to the right of the arc. Let's see if we can find that. There. How do you get there? Though, I think it's that. I think there's something over there. Walk down the right and just before the last slope, do a running jump onto the rock in the center. Okay, I see. It is not here, it is there. So we've got more platforming to do. Although, in all fairness, at least this is not one of those cases where you're going to have to die and then find your way back to Real 2 and then teleport yourself back like the terrible jumps in the other age. This is just a standard, can you, in either first person or third person, make a running jump that actually will land on this rock, and also in part remove your fingers from the WASD keys and the mouse. Darn it. Seems like the game doesn't want to cooperate much here. Unfortunately, you are still a slave to these terrible controls. And that plant is pretty obviously designed to make you either want to jump a little bit further or run around a little bit more. You probably can just run around a little bit more. Something like that. Come on. It doesn't seem like it really wants you to be there, though. It's not really a flat platform. So, am I missing something? Is there perhaps a different way to do this? Like, it doesn't seem like it. It does seem like they really want you to make that jump. And again, we have to put this down to not feeling like Myst. It just does not feel like Myst. You can't make that argument to me. Even if you wanted this action to happen, this feels so much like a setup for something that would have been a cutscene. See, I think the problem that we'll run into is we've got to make this straight jump, and I think we've got to do it. I think we've got to do it in third-person perspective. Because as soon as I went first person, that lined up nicely. But once you go first person, it just doesn't want to line up. They just didn't test this game. And that extra momentum just comes out of nowhere. They totally didn't test the game to be first person. And that's early development decisions. Like, that doesn't fall down to, oh, they weren't sure if it was going to be first person or third person, or oh, at the last second they decided to make a game that was third person. This was an early decision in the development, obviously, to have the game prioritize. I think I might be able to press forward and wiggle back and forth. They made it to prioritize third person perspective, and then at the last second they threw in first person and didn't really test it. Alright. Maybe if I just jumped up and then pressed forward a little bit when I'm stuck like that. And this has killed enough time to at least have the fireflies and the rain disappear. Yeah. Finally got it. So that's another Real 2 page. But I've got to figure out what's going on with the fireflies. Because these are like shooting up puffs, but the fireflies are not there. So how do I get the fireflies to do that? Let's see. Walk back to the whistling trees, get at least 2 bunches, clouds of fireflies, walk down the stairs along the path through the tunnel to the linking book. So, am I supposed to jump through these clouds? Or what? Because I'm not seeing them. And it doesn't seem like there's anything you can do with the trees or anything like that. And while I might be able to run and jump through one of these clouds, did I get any fireflies on me? I don't think I'd be able to do that. Let's try something over here. Alright, I'm gonna kind of run to see if there's maybe some fireflies over in this section of the game. So the only time we've had to use any animals is these fireflies. And they don't seem like they do anything. Am I supposed to walk somewhere specifically over in this area? I mean, they just pop up and they don't do anything. So am I supposed to stand on a plant? Because I guess I could try to do that. Yeah, they're just totally flying in different directions. Is there some special suit you're supposed to be wearing? Because the last special suit we even saw was like the maintainer suit. It's just not doing anything. It just isn't. And over here, these trees don't seem to have any fireflies or anything related to them. So I'm gonna open up a new search then. I'm gonna type in URU and then fireflies and see if I can figure out Let's see. The fireflies detest running, and they detest water and will immediately leave if you encounter either. They also detest steam, though. They're perfectly happy with walking Wako. Let's see. Still not really getting it. I'm still really not getting it. So I'm having now to just watch someone else's video. I don't have to do this in most games. Like, even Myst games. Like, I usually don't have to watch somebody else play the game because there's just so much obscurity, even when using a walkthrough, that it really doesn't make sense. I see the character walking around. I see him finding the Kloss, which we have missed one. And then, what does he do? Come on. Now he's reading the book. I skipped ahead too much. So he's walking around in the darkness when it rains. And he's showing the collectible that we had to do all that jumping to get, and he's struggling in this video to do the exact same thing. Still struggling. Still struggling. You finally made the jump. In all fairness, he took less time than I probably did. Okay. Now I see it. And that's the confusion part. That's why this isn't working. Is that the fireflies don't have anything to do with the area. The fireflies are in these trees. And here we can see a cloud over here. So they do seem to now be centered around us. And they said take 2 clouds. Is there a second cloud we can walk through to pick up? So, in theory, we should now have the fireflies following us, and as long as we see them pop up every now and then, we should be good. But we aren't in a good position, specifically where we are. And yeah, we can see a light glow. And it does kind of make sense why you can't get in the water now, but it breaks the logic of the rest of the game that you can get in the water. It also kind of ruins the idea of a linking book that you can literally take fireflies that are just in your general orbit around with you. Yeah, there's no logic around that one. Okay. That seemed to be alright. But that definitely wasn't alright. Okay. Let's see. This seemed to kind of work. And the only thing I could try to do is possibly spin this so that it was a little bit more doable. But then this didn't work. Because you've got to jump. I mean, you've got to make that jump. And jumping, as I understood it, was the thing that they hated. We'll just walk in here for a brief second to see if that's the case. Sure doesn't feel like we're making a lot of progress. And over here somewhere is another cloth thing, so I want to go around here and see if I can find it. I believe it's probably down here. Just die. So, we did get a new Reel 2 item. It's supposed to make something activate and look interesting and nice. I don't know what it is though. Seems like there can't possibly be too many of these little modifications to the island. Not really. Oh, it's a nice little carpet. So turn that on. Turn that on. This probably just makes animal sounds. Turn on the thatch hut. Turn on the sticks. Turn on the bridge. Turn on the trees, which don't seem like they really do anything. Turn on the stars, which just turn on everything. Alright, back we go. And back, I need to roll back to the beginning of this walkthrough. Somewhere around one of these is a ledge with a journey cloth, it seems. Some journey cloth that I've completely missed and ignored. And very possibly was a journey cloth that was really easy to see and find. Really don't see a ledge over here. Let's see. Like if this was the one that was supposed to shoot you up to a ledge, that I don't know where that ledge would be. You would think you would see the journey cloth by now. Just looking everywhere. And yeah, we know that one shoots you over a pile of rocks. And I might have to block that one. But I don't know. I don't know where I'm missing this. So let me read the walkthrough more thoroughly. Close one of the geyser covers and stand on the other. As the hot air blows up your trouser leg, you will rise slightly. This is the trick to getting one of the journey cloths and over the blockage of the other path. Close both covers and head up the arc on the top and jump across the other side. Shuffle along until you are above the up at the top and jump across to the other side. Shuffle along until you're above the journey cloth and its ledge. Drop down and activate the cloth. If you're very careful, you can jump down to the geyser in a rock pillar. If not, go around the other side and under the arc and jump from there. When you finally manage to land on the pillar, close the cover and jump back to safety. So that is referencing that in this arc So, where is that journey cloth? Where? Oh, where ledge? What ledge are you talking about? I mean, I kind of see a slope there. And there's a journey cloth, okay. I see. So that explains why I didn't see that. Like, that it's totally reasonable for people to not have been able to see it from the angle. Alright, let's see if we can get into kind of a first person perspective and see. I have no idea. And the camera only kind of tilts at an angle, so this could be just your death, or it could be that. And I don't think I'm gonna make that jump, which is fine. Because then we can just take this and then say take quick travel here, and then that should put us really exactly where you'd want to be. Alright. See if we can get 2 clouds. And then if I jump, will they go with me? Yes, they will. Or did they? Are they still flying around me? It seems like they are. So we're kind of just looking for a second group of fireflies. And then we definitely don't want to lose any or have it rain on us. It feels like if the solution to this puzzle was going to be have the fireflies appear, then there needed to be a covered walkway from the point where you collected fireflies to the teleportation area. And it doesn't really teach you anything important to know that they don't like getting rained on, and it doesn't really teach you that anyways. So maybe you put some voice into the character you play as instead of having them be a silent protagonist. I doubt a Myst style game would want to do that. Or you make the creatures make a loud, annoying sound when they are you're near water, instead of just a visual feedback. A lot of Myst games, I imagine, probably really fail to work for people that are disabled. If we're gonna just be honest there. Darn it. Darn it. Darn it, darn it, darn it. I don't think you can get out of this puzzle either. I just don't think it works. Is there anything I could do. Is there perhaps a linking page if I ran through this spooky area? Because if you just kind of go in a counterclockwise motion, pressing forward, running, I think you do tend to exit out of this cave fine. But who's to say that there isn't a light switch in this cave? Or something else that would help you later on? Or that there's a linking page, journey cloth in the cave? Alright. Like I am in full circle mode. Just full, complete darkness. So, yeah, again, if you're going to remake this, you'd have your AI daughter of Atrus go, oh, look, fireflies. And then when you would walk near them, she'd go, oh, they like me. And follow her. And then she would be your walking flashlight. And then when it got wet or rained on, she would say, oh, they don't like the water. And then you would just have had to give more frequent voice lines of dialogue to her. I think my face is probably just against the wall. If there is something here to click on, it's not going to work. And so then you just end up back at the RealTube book. Although there might be a little bit of a cheat there if you light yourself up. It'd be nice if you could just take one of these with you. Like, that would be really, really nice. Okay. I'm gonna use the mouse to run through these and see if they decide to stay with me using the mouse, or if they decide to run away fairly quickly because of that. It seems like the mouse jog is better than the WASD, which seems to be slightly slower. So well, in that alone, I think I lost them all. So I'm guessing the mouse is not the right move. There totally should be a better solution than this, though. Like, really, we're approaching a point where I've shown all of the gameplay content up until this point, and I may very well just have to play off screen to run through this and get the stupid fireflies to stick to me long enough that I can use them to get through the caves. And I wouldn't be surprised if it does become a case of... What's that? It's a creature. Interesting. And it wants 2 clouds of these fireflies. Maybe we should get 3 while we're at it. Let's just over plan. And then take the agonizing walk. If this were any other kind of adventure game, you would find a glass jar, you would capture the fireflies, and the fireflies would be a item that you could pull out at any point. I assume we don't have a penalty for shifting our perspective. That would be kind of unfair if I had to very slowly turn left and right. I also assume that these groups of fireflies are not some number, like a damage counter that it goes down constantly, or a timer that goes down constantly. They just leave. They I swear they just leave. Let me look at the walkthrough again and see if maybe there's something else I'm missing. Walk through the cloud and they become attracted to you. Take them with you and go down the stairs. On the right of the alcove is a wooden structure. Blah blah blah. Fireflies don't walk water and will fly off. They also do not like lots of fast movement, so running and jumping will scare them off as well. Blah blah blah. Get at least 2 bunches, clouds, groups of fireflies. Walk down the stairs, along the path, and through the tunnel to the linking book. Back off from the hot air vent a bit and walk now to the bridge. Oh. Is that what it's doing? That's the bowl? So. Let's see, how do we want to... I really would prefer if this was a cutscene area. Alright, that does not look bad at all. That does. Come on. Don't roll any further. This is ridiculous that this is the solution. This is really ridiculous that this is the solution. So. Well, that worked once. Would that work a second time? Probably not. And the fish seem to love to swim just right through the fishing basket. which I don't know how you really would call this a fish trap and not really just a basket, something that maybe would hold fish. Okay, that seems like that would work. It would be nice if you could jump here, if there was some shortcut that it unlocked. Because yeah, running around this whole place, not helpful. Not useful at all. It is also, I think, very worth mentioning that even if you were trying to solve the Firefly puzzle and you hadn't found all the journey maps, being encouraged and really needing to run through this whole circular area doesn't actually put you any further close to the journey maps. It doesn't put them in front of your eyes. Doesn't make them easy to see and recognize. Why these fireflies would decide to be attracted to me, I'm not 100% sure. And it is just weird to have a insect-like creature just kind of hanging out. And I'm hoping that is 3 groups. Although I imagine if I walked, it probably still looks very much like just one group. Alright, this is going to be our last attempt for this recording. If I cannot get the fireflies through this section this time, then I will play off screen, and that might be an hour, might be 2, of just doing the same thing over and over again. So the trick here is I'm going to hit S to walk backwards as soon as this loads up. So, see that little steam pile? That's what we're trying to avoid. Apparently that has been scaring them away. Alright, they're still here. Alright. And jump. Alright, they're still here. Good. So, just don't lose them. Walk through a tunnel, which is way easier to walk through now. Into an area. They had a whole little secret door. And then this other area here. Do we lose the fireflies if we get too close to this water? they gonna come back? No. Well, that sucks. So, we're gonna hope and cross our fingers that this secret door and lighting up this panel is all that really needed to happen. And then this next area we can manage without the fireflies. Well, I don't see anything here. So we would have lost the fireflies walking there anyways. And yes, I know that the key has been enabled this whole time, so like that's could be slightly annoying to people. Is this not? This looks like a gas lighting area thing, but apparently it isn't. Am I seriously supposed to make more of a path and do the firefly thing a second time? Can I not activate this lighted area because I can't see it fully? That seems silly. Why is there not a linking thing here? Alright, well, let's look at the walkthrough then. It says Ae'gura, blah blah blah. Let's see. You need more traps to build a bridge across to the lower cave. Back into the room, out through the door. On the other tunnel, you end up behind another waterfall. Splash out into the water and round the left. In the next cave, there are 2 traps you can shove over the edge. Jump down to the lower pool and push the traps until you have formed a bridge to the cave. Seriously. Alright, so it wants me to toss some more of these down. I think. I think you probably wouldn't get an option to undo this as a choice. Otherwise. So down it goes. And down it goes. They even put ledges here so to make it more difficult. Like that's the only thing that makes sense. Unless I could make this jump and just cheat the whole system. I mean, we'll try it. But yeah, that didn't work. So the idea is not to put one of the traps over there. I guess the idea is to have made a bridge. Yeah, it really feels like what they want you to do is that you get like one jump and that's it. So they wanted you to do that one jump and then have the fireflies disappear on the second jump. I don't know if I really agree with this as an idea. Actually, I know for a fact I don't agree with this. This is really, really dumb. Okay, let's see. Let's go back to Real 2. And interesting, it brought up my key device again. So I'm gonna click on this book so I can checkpoint, move a little bit faster. So then I can run and jump over here. I'm gonna try and get 3 clouds of fireflies, which it doesn't feel like there are ever actually 3 clouds of fireflies, just conveniently around. It seems like you have to collect the first one and then turn around so that you don't see the spawning of the next cloud. Alright, I either got 2 or 3 in that case. And if this fails, then I think this will be the end of this recording, and then we'll start the next recording with me succeeding because I'll play off screen. And then we'll really only just have to get the last totem, and then we are into the DLC. Which I don't mind saying, there's not a lot of motivation to play the DLC. I imagine most people who played URU or tried to play URU live on Game Oft when it first came out, imagine none of them really had enough of a good experience to want to play the DLC. Although I imagine the DLC also came out fairly late after the fact when it started to have more of a solidified cult following, and then the very small minority of cult followers of this game, I imagine, did probably want to play the DLC at that point. Right. That seemed good. That seemed good. Not gonna slow down. I'm just gonna try and walk. Just in case there is some kind of time mechanic around this. It's all gonna come down to this jump. I think we still got him. I see things. So actually I could have just kind of wandered around in this area, I guess, and if I had just clicked randomly, if I'd known that was what was there, that Might have saved us some time. And we found a new hat. Which has been a long time since we found the hat. But there definitely is nothing here. Okay. So we are missing one journey cloth. Which is the one that I missed? On the right is an alcove with a wooden structure. The 6th journey cloth is there. Okay, well, this is where I think we end this recording. Like, we'll wander around and find the one journey cloth we've missed. That clearly, the one we just got, was supposed to be the most difficult. The entirety of these two different ages in the same world, or two different areas or timelines in the same world, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. The worlds don't feel similar at all. They don't feel similar in layout. They don't feel similar in technology. They don't feel similar whatsoever. It almost makes it feel like ages are just a weird collection of places that people had linking books to, and that's the only connection that they had. So in theory, I guess the British Empire might be a good example of an age, if that were the case, where the British Empire only knew of some places and they thought that was the entirety of the world, and until they discovered something else, then there was a bigger understanding of the world, and at that point you might call that a different age. So it would be like an age of discovery more than an age of an era, or age as in a universe. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.